acting national chairman of our great party, Your Excellency President John Agyekum Kufuor, Your Excellency former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Your Excellency former Vice President and former flag bearer of our party, Dr. Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, and your dear spouse, our respected former colleague, Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe, and former running mate of our dear party, members of the diplomatic corps, national executives of our great party, distinguished members of the Council of Elders, second Deputy Speaker of Parliament, colleagues in leadership, honorable mighty minority members of Parliament, regional executives, constituency executives, distinguished delegates, representatives from our external branches, fellow patriots, members of TESCON, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. Let us recall the piercing wisdom of our revered former President John Agyekum Kufuor. It is better to be a cleaner in a party in power than the general secretary of a party in opposition. These words echo with urgency today as we gather in the shadow of our 2024 defeat. A loss that stings not because we failed, but because Ghana is now paying the price for trusting the NDC's hollow promises. Barely months into their tenure, the NDC's betrayal is glaring. New levies on fuel have spiked pump prices, crushing ordinary Ghanaians. Their pledge to end Galamsey has collapsed into chaos. The president calls it a national emergency, yet refuses to declare a state of emergency. Their vow to reset our nation has become a brazen assault on our judiciary, starting with the shameful vilification of our Chief Justice. Their promise of change, a sham, with schemes afoot to funnel our mineral wealth to their cronies. Worst of all, the questionable Ablekumanot rerun, where NDC-affiliated tax attacked our candidates, Nana Ekuya-Friye, former MP Hawa Kumsin, and General better. Our 2024 loss exposed our cracks, internal rifts, faltering resolve, and a message that didn't connect. Yet this defeat is not our end. It is our crucible, fortifying us for the battles ahead. You must channel this movement into a movement of renewal, turning pain into purpose. Let me share a story that should humble all of us. In 2005, a democratically elected leader stood at the gate of American embassy in New Delhi, holding a valid passport, but facing an insurmountable barrier. The United States had denied Narendra Modi a visa, not for any criminal conviction, but because the world had judged him guilty. Imagine that moment of profound isolation. Here was a man who had won the trust of millions. The nation was complete. The path forward seemed impossible. But Modi made a choice that day that would define not his future, but the destiny of his party and some 1.5 billion people. Today, that same man commands audience at the G20. Public and address our parliament, stating, "True democracy promote discussions and debates. Our parliament stating, true democracy promotes discussions and debates. It unites people. It supports dignity and promotes human rights. I couldn't agree more. Modi's journey from global pariah to world statesman offers us, the MPP, a roadmap from our current wilderness to future victory. Modi's resurrection began with a revolutionary principle. In a nation fractured by castes, religious, ethnic, and linguistic differences, he declared, all the citizens, all the voters are my countrymen. Fellow patriots, look around us this very afternoon. Look at the divisions that have sprouted like weeds since our defeat. We cannot, we must not allow 2024 to become the year that destroyed the MPP. From this moment, we speak with one voice. We move with one resolve. We are not Achim, Ashanti, Fanti, Mamprushi, Gonja, Gan, or Ewe. We are MPP. Performance over promises. We have not lost our way because we forgot our policies. We have lost our way because we abandoned our principles. Modi's political resurrection was built on methodical grassroots mobilization. From the mid-1980s onwards, he trekked to villages others ignored, sat with farmers others dismissed, and listened to the dreams others regarded as impossible. Perhaps we became a party talking to itself in Accra. We must become a party of Ghana talking to Ghana. Our constituency executives must master every polling station. Our polling station chairpersons must know every voter. Our electoral area coordinators must understand every community's dreams. Modi's greatest achievement was rebranding not just himself, but India's entire narrative. The country known for poverty became known for possibilities. But this rebranding wasn't cosmetic, it was substantive. We cannot rebrand ourselves through better slogans. We must rebrand ourselves through better results and strong character. This conference marks a pivotal moment in our party's journey. As we gather under the theme, rebuilding together with our values, we are called not only to reflect, but to renew. We are called to look inward and ask ourselves the hard questions. Who are we? What binds us? And where are we going? We are in a season that demands sober reflection, radical unity, and a return to first principles. This is a time of transition, a time when we are repositioning as a party in opposition. It is a time to rebuild, a time to reconnect with our grassroots, to re-express our ideals with clarity, and reconnect to the Ghanaian people with bold new vision for the future. We are at a critical juncture as a party, not because our tradition is broken, but because it is being tested by an electoral defeat, internal tensions, unmet expectations, and the competing ambition of people who want to serve. But let us remind ourselves, ambition must never override party loyalty. Competition must never erode patriotism, and political differences must never poison the well of unity. Dear patriots, every political tradition, every movement that has endured storms and achieved victories has been built on one unshakable foundation: unity. Without unity, we are just individuals with ambition. But with unity, we become a force, a party with direction, discipline, and destiny. Unity does not mean uniformity. It doesn't mean we all agree on everything. It means loyalty to a shared purpose. It means commitment to the flag, the same values, and the same future. The MPP has never been merely a political organization. We are a tradition built on the sweat, sacrifice, and convictions of patriots who came before us. Patriots who believed in liberty, human dignity, the rule of law, and the boundless potential of the Ghanaian people, realized through the active participation of the private sector. These values must be our compass, especially now. For us as a party, the Modi story is instructive. The lesson for us is simple. It is possible to rebuild, and leadership is empty without a united party. Like the BJP, we have known both power and opposition. We have faced criticism and internal differences. But unity is not the absence of disagreement. It is a decision to prioritize collective strength over individual ambition. If we are to reclaim our position of leadership and trust, we must first reclaim the spirit of unity, discipline, and shared purpose that build this party. We must reconnect with the base, re-engage the grassroots, and rise together, not as isolated contenders, but as a unified movement driven by conviction and clarity. Like the BJP, our party too must rediscover the principle and the ethos that define our founding fathers. We must rebuild, yes, but not as a scattered stones. We must rebuild together, brick by brick, anchored in our values and in the unshakable belief that no individual is bigger than the MPP. That belief must reflect our tone, our language, our strategy, and most importantly, in our posture towards one another. Internal discord, suspicions, and disunity have cost us. We must learn from our losses, and we must do so quickly. And I ask again, what are our values? Our party, guided by the enduring motto, development in freedom, stands for democratic accountability, the rule of law, free enterprise, and national self-confidence. Rooted in the Dankwa Dombo Buzia tradition, we are inspired by a deep sense of perseverance, resilience, and an unyielding faith in Ghana's manifest destiny as a free, just, and prosperous society of opportunities. We believe in building a nation where every Ghanaian, regardless of the circumstance of birth, gender, ethnicity, or religion, must be offered the chance to rise through merit, effort, and enterprise. Our vision of a property-owning democracy has evolved beyond land or housing to mean giving every citizen a stake in national progress through education, healthcare, financial inclusion, and decent jobs. Every child and youth must be equipped with the skills, values, confidence, and opportunity to be entrepreneurial or to climb the professional career ladder. From rural development and bold social interventions to industrialization, the MPP remains committed to inclusive growth, law and order, and empowering all Ghanaians to shape their own destinies in a free society. We believe in inclusive growth that lifts farmers, teachers, traders, and students together. We stand for law and order, the bedrock of peace and progress. We uphold democratic accountability where leaders serve, not rule. Because in this party, We believe Ghana's greatness lies in the hands of her people. Your sweat, your courage, and your dreams. In freedom, you, the Ghanaian, are the author of your destiny. This is our covenant. They are the binding principles of the NPP. The NPP has never been a party of despair. We are a party of destiny. But that destiny will slip from our hands if we allow disunity, bitterness, anger, and self-interest to consume us. Let us end the hate campaigns and the subtle sabotage. It is time to choose unity over evil and party over self. If we fight one another, we will end up falling together. But if we fight for one another, we shall rise together. We have known victory and defeat. We've made mistakes, but we are not a broken party. We are only a battle-tested party. We must not allow current challenges to blur our vision or break our ranks. Yes, we have differences. Yes, we've made mistakes, but we must never forget we are what we stand for and where we are going. Let this be a reminder. No matter how talented a leader is, they are nothing without a united, disciplined, and visionary party behind them. That symbiosis, leader and party rising together, it's what we must seek to achieve. No individual can make it alone. Everyone needs the party. Since the NDC government assumed office in January, we've witnessed a very disturbing development. Intimidation of our party members and a dangerous trend of persecution of our leaders and supporters. These attacks are not random. They are strategic attempts to weaken us, but they will fail. They will fail because our response will be unity. Our motto moving forward from today should be touch one, touch all. When one of us is touched, all of us must rise. We are one family, and the strength of our family is its loyalty in crisis. If we choose unity over ego, purpose over personal ambition, no force can ever stop us in 2028. When we are united, no external force can divide us. But when we are divided, even our strength can be used against us. Rebuilding does not mean avoiding or overlooking our differences. It means confronting them with maturity. It means refusing to let factions become permanent fractures. It means calling each other back to the center, the core which brought us this far. Your servant in Parliament hereby assure you through me that the MPP caucus remains resolute. We are not retreating. We are strong, united and committed to the values and ideologies of our party. We shall continue to defend the legacy of our party in Parliament, hold governments accountable, and show the Ghanaian people that we remain the better alternative. To our aspiring candidates, let this be a season of sober reflection. There is room for all of us at the table, but there is no room for selfish ambition. Let us rise above the temptation to win at all costs and choose instead to serve at all costs. Delegates, the future of our party rests in the choices we make today. Let us choose unity over division. Let us all rally around our elected leaders and reignite hope among our base. To our grassroots, you are the lifeblood of this great tradition. Your sacrifices, your patience, and unwavering loyalty have kept us afloat in seasons of triumph and in valleys of loss. And so to you, I say, hold on, do not lose hope. We shall rise again. The elephant has only stumbled. It has not been defeated. You have never given up on us, and we, your servants in Parliament, will never give up on you either. And to our youth, You form the majority, and your energy, your voice, and your ideas are not just welcome, they are essential. TESCOM, this is your moment. Stay grounded to our values. Stay focused on the bigger picture. Know that the future of this party belongs to you, the TESCOM youth, and our youth scattered all over the country. Learn from the elders in Parliament. Don't insult them. Engage them. Absorb their wisdom and grow with a strong conviction of our party and what it stands for. That way, you can also lead with clarity, build with purpose, and sustain the MPP legacy that has been entrusted to you. It is time to stop feeling sorry for ourselves. Yes, we lost 2024 elections in a big way, but let us be clear, this was not a defeat born out of failure. It was a perfect storm of adversity no government in the Fourth Republic has ever had. From the banking crisis that threatened to collapse our financial system, which we spent billions fixing, restoring confidence and stability, to the global COVID-19 pandemic that brought the world to its knees. Then came the Russia-Ukraine war, unleashing the harshest cost of living crisis in generation. And through it all, we governed with a hung parliament and an opposition speaker. No government in our democratic history faced this scale of compounded crisis. Yet, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo in the driving seat, we held the line. We do not downplay the struggle the Ghanaian people had to endure, but we should commend them because it was a sacrifices day, including the bondholders, made, which led to the big economic recovery we started witnessing from early 2024. We endured, the people endured, and still we delivered. That was leadership, tested best in major crisis. We should not be shy of the mighty gains we made under very difficult circumstances under Nana Akufo-Addo. We fixed the crisis and handed over an economy with stronger GDP growth than what we inherited in 2017. We built historic levels of gold and foreign exchange reserves the current administration is now relying on to prop up the city and support the economy. We created jobs. We built more roads than any government in 8 years span and implemented free SHS, a globally unprecedented feat in a country where most students are boarders. We industrialized like never before, from 1D, 1F and industrial parks to an emerging automotive sector that positions Ghana as a manufacturing hub of Africa's single market. We expanded health infrastructure, revitalized agriculture, and rolled out STEM so boldly. The STEM education agenda, we successfully rolled it out to equip our youth with skills for the jobs of tomorrow. Thanks to Matthew Opoku Prempeh and Dr. Educhum. We set Ghana on irreversible digitalization path, placing our nation at the forefront of promising digital economy and after. Fellow patriots, rather than feeling sorry for ourselves, let us face the truth. We took the hard, necessary decisions to save this economy. And now, Mohammed's government is taking propaganda credit, reaping where it has not sown when they talk about resetting, where it is the so-called 24-hour economy, the gold board or anything else. They are simply rebranding our achievements and marketing them as their own. Let no one be deceived. The foundation they are standing on was laid by this party, by our sacrifices, by our bold leadership in the face of crisis. So no, this party has no reason to hang its head at all. In closing, I want to reiterate our theme, rebuilding together with our values. It is a charge. It is a call to realign, to renew and to rise together. And we rise again in unity and in the enduring spirit of our party, our great NPP. And I say to all of you, though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we fear no evil, Let us go back to our roots. Let us rebuild with courage. Let us reimagine our future. And let us reclaim the spirit that built this party. A spirit of sacrifice, of loyalty, of conviction. We've done it before. We can do it again. And let it be that by the grace of God, we will. God bless us all. God bless the MPP. And God bless our beloved nation, Ghana. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The minority leader, the strong and dynamic Honorable Afenyo Markin. We now listen to a message from our immediate past president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The message is going to be read by a very dynamic lady. She's a two-term MP for Ayawaso West Wugon, the very constituency where this stadium, this beautiful edifice is built. She's been a deputy minister before. She has actually received an honorary doctorate, both in the international and national circles. She has received many awards. She has served the MPP with commitment and dedication. And she's the first female chief of staff in Ghana. Let us welcome with a round of applause our own very honorable Akosia Frema Osei Opari as she reads a speech on behalf of the immediate past president.
The acting national chairman of the New Patriotic Party and the national executives, the former president, His Excellency John Agyekum Kufuor, the former vice president, Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia, and spouse, Hajia Samira Bawumia, the minority leader and members of parliament, members of the National Council and members of the Council of Elders, representatives of political parties present, the diplomatic corps, former ministers of state and other government appointees, regional executives, constituency executives, members of TESCON, members of conference, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I read you the message from His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I feel a profound sense of gratitude for the trust and cooperation conference has shown me from the days of old, and most particularly during my tenure as President of the Republic for 2 consecutive terms. It was a great privilege to serve in that capacity on the ticket of our ever-capable New Patriotic Party. I say ever-capable because of that our non-consecutive periods in government since the 1992 dispensation began, firstly, under President John Agyekum Kufuor from the 2001 to 2009, and secondly, myself, that is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, from 2017 to 2025. We have, through it all, demonstrated the resilience of our rank and file, against challenges and shown without doubt, as our records have proven, that it is always only under the new patriotic government that Ghana thrives. Today, we gather here at conference as representatives of the teeming mass of party faithfuls across the country to undertake a very important constitutional endeavor. As delegates, it is important to remind ourselves that this crucial representative function for and on behalf of our people transcends being physically present here. Wherever we are from, though we convene here at the University of Ghana, this esteemed institution of learning and history, the acquired sentiments of despair and doubt of the people we are representing today, we most importantly carry their sentiments and expectation and hope. Hope that the key steps we will undertake here will in whole or in part be a formidable effort towards restructuring, rebuilding, and reclaiming the reins of governance of our dear country. And that whilst the path will not always be easy, we will remain deeply proud of the progress made at every step, the lives we touched, and the hope we inspired. Whilst our present situation has been necessitated by circumstances we cannot ignore, I am optimistic through dialogue, mutual understanding, strong commitment to our principles and values, we can rebuild the bridges and restore the unity that has always been our strength. Fellow delegates, conference must reflect what we want all to know, that ours is not just a political party, it is a family. And as is typical of every family, we must find ways to reconcile differences and ensure that every member has a place at the table and is up and ready to be counted. We must unleash inherent energy amongst our youth with enough focus on adequate use of our structures like the recently inaugurated Patriotic Institute to empower them and offer them the opportunities to grow. They are no more the future, they are the present. Their energy, innovation, and resilience must be the driving forces behind our progress on this rebuilding journey. Our efforts must be all-inclusive. That is why structures or laws crafted in a bygone era, which notably do not reflect the realities and aspirations of our contemporary existence, must be opened up and critically examined to follow for proper reforms. Severally, I have stated, and today will be no exception, that we must continue to stand firm and united behind the eternally forthright ideals and principles of the Dankwa Dombo Buzia political tradition, which has proven the most suited political tradition on our Ghanaian market. We must make room for belief to replace doubt. For it was out of nothing that our illustrious forebears found purpose in a melting pot of scenic salt pond to beg what has over the years transformed into the formidable political ticket we have in the NPP. Our conduct, therefore, throughout this period will either reinforce the confidence of the Ghanaian people in the NPP or draw them away from us. Accordingly, I wish us all at the National Annual Delegates Conference, I wish you well and hope that the deliberations will be fruitful. May God bless the New Patriotic Party and us all, and may God bless our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. I thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our mother, who has made history, the first ever female chief of staff. Thank you very much. Ma Nyame Nhyira. Thank you, Ma Nyame Nhyira. Okay.
Who has the leadership qualities necessary to protect and move forward this extraordinary nation in the next chapter of its progress? Who can lead us to take the next bold steps toward the prosperity and general well-being of every citizen of Ghana? The first focus for those of us in the NPP is 22nd December 2007, when the party's 2008 presidential candidate will be selected by the National Congress. Last week, I completed my nationwide consultation with the rank and file of the party, the renowned water testing expert, soon described by our national chairman. Began of all 230 constituents of the country in the Upper East region on Sunday, 23rd, 2008.
declined state. We've got declined state, and you understand me. Nana Addo leaded the party for almost 20 years. How many decades? What you say? So, if now there is a new way for a new leadership, we will have challenges, and we should expect it. But only O Papa will fear. We have leaders, and the various leaders say Nieko. That is what you do. Ube to me actually them, but won't call bonting and challenge them. One who don't know bonting, one who call for her. MPP, the love for MPP is beyond measure. A man for the MPP. Yes, a man for Bonnie. But say, a BB on within that 8 years now. Where will all be? As I go up, come down, help this one, help this. Say a lot of the old people going out. We the young people are taking.
Thank you very much. Very, very insightful, inspirational messages from our former president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and His Excellency John Agyekum Kufuor. Yada Omwasi. Kukudu. Conference. Very soon we are going to the second half. But before we do so, a lot of them are here. We thank you very much. Our former appointees, MMDCs, CEOs, board chairpersons. Thank you very much. Let me also say that we are live on several television networks. Now, it is time to take a message from the former Vice President. It is time to take a message from the former presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party. Now let's welcome His Excellency, the former Vice President, Dr. Alhaj Mahamadou Bawumia, to give us his message.
I'm an overcomer. Yes, yes, wedding queen. Over Satan's power. Yes, I ain't good man. I'm an overcomer. Yes, wedding queen.
Yes, you are kunim.
Over Satan's power.
Over Satan's power. MPP, you're bedding kunim.
See, I'm an overcomer. I say yes,
MPP, yes, you're bedding kunim. Yetebia, you're back on one bomb. Yetebia, you're back on one bomb.
I'm an overcomer. I say yes, wedding kunim.
Yes, you are kunim.
Over Satan's power.
Over Satan's power. Zion and kunim.
I'm an overcomer.
We are overcomers.
I'm an
We are Hosanna.
I can forget Jesus,
our strength is in the Lord. Yahweh. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's welcome His Excellency the Vice President, the former Vice President, 2024 presidential candidate.
Mama Kuma,
Kukrudu. 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 National Chairman, acting the General Secretary, our former President J. Kufuor, former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who I'm sure are watching us, the former Chief of Staff, the former Second Lady, my beautiful Samira, members of Parliament, former ministers and former members of Parliament, former MMDCs, our national executives, external members of external branches, regional executives, constituency executives, electoral area coordinators, polling station executives, and representatives of other political parties, fellow Kukrudites. Kukrudu. It is with mixed feelings that I welcome you all to this National Delegates Conference. It is a joy to see the representation of our party from across the country converge once again for conference. I, however, would have wished that we would have been doing so under different circumstances. Yet, still, I am filled with hope that as we reflect and reorganize, we will soon be given the opportunity once again by our countrymen and women to serve and assist in rebuilding and transforming our nation. Kukrudites, the task ahead of us is one that we have to conduct with diligence and measure. In times like this, we should be focused on strengthening our bonds of unity and reinvesting in the ties that bind us. Our foundation and our strength has always been in building a united party. We have been the party that has over the years built the broadest coalition of citizens, not just to win, but to govern. We have been the party that has over the years offered hope to the largest diversity of our peoples. Under our tent, it has not mattered where you come from.
Whether you are Sefi, Fanti, Ewe, Ashanti, Gadangme, Krobo, Dagomba, Wala, Dagati, Konkomba, Frafra, or Mamprusi, it has not mattered what religion you practice, whether you are a Christian, a Muslim, or a traditional African religious practitioner. It has not mattered whether you are rich or poor, or whether you are formally educated or not. This is why the root of our party resulted from an amalgamation of parties from different parts of Ghana and different interest groups. Let us remind ourselves that the parties that merged to form the United Party included the National Liberation Movement, dominant in Ashanti, the Northern People's Party, representing the Northern Territories, the Muslim Association Party, the Anglo Youth Organization based in the Volta region. Ga Shefimope represented the Ga interests in Greater Accra region. The Togoland Congress focused on British Togoland interests. The Federation Youth Organization. It is clear, therefore, that the bonds of unity in diversity has been our lifeblood and our foundation. Now more than ever, we must refresh them and desist from any language, character, or actions that divide us. With unity and consistency, we can regain the trust of Ghanaians. If we are fractured and at each other's throats, none of us can cross over and lead us to fulfill this party's purpose. Let me say that tribalism and religious bigotry, from whichever quarters it emanates, pose an existential threat and should have no place in the new patriotic party. We must also be consistent in pursuance of our effort to address not just the challenges within, but more importantly, the challenges that bedevil our motherland. In governance, there are ups and downs. Through the President J. Kufuor and President Nana Akufo-Addo periods, we succeeded at many things with monumental and transformational achievements. Their achievements, these two great presidents, their achievements will stand the test of time. We have also learned useful lessons in how to improve some things in the future. We must remain resolute and consistent in doing the right things again and in applying the lessons the next time. We must ensure that Ghanaians genuinely see the lessons we have learnt and are willing to apply the next time round. We shouldn't be shy about them. It is then that our fellow countrymen and women will give us another opportunity to serve. Ladies and gentlemen, an army that wants to win a battle must exercise discipline within its ranks. Too often, when we are yet to choose leaders, indiscipline, unacceptable language, and unpardonable behavior become the order of the day. In the end, when internal competitions are over, the attacks we would have launched on ourselves become fodder and ammunition which our opponents use to attack us. We experienced it in the 2024 campaign and we should not let it happen again a second time. This is why I call on all Kukrudites to stop internal attacks now. Let's stop the internal attacks now. Let us rather focus on the attempt by the NDC to undermine our democracy and rule of law in trying to remove the Chief Justice. Let us focus on their clear intention to go after the Electoral Commissioner subsequently. Let us focus on the violence and thuggery their hoodlums carried out in the recent Ablekuma election, in full view of the police and cameras. I again call on His Excellency the President to bring the perpetrators to book and to remind them that the elephant never forgets. No matter how long it takes, we will prosecute the perpetrators when we assume office in 2029, inshallah. To the leadership of the party, I ask that you be firm and crack the whip so that discipline is maintained within our ranks. It is with discipline, humility, lessons learned, and the pursuit of a common good for Ghana that we can become the refreshed party we desire. Finally, in all our decisions today and in all our actions towards the reform process, let us be guided by the rule of what is in the best interest of Ghana. At dawn on December 8th, 2024, as I prepared my remarks to concede the election of 2024, my singular focus was on what's in the best interest of Ghana. I am fortified in my heart that as politicians, we should always be guided by what's in the best interest of Ghana at all times. What represents the best example to Ghana's children? What is in Ghana's best interest will always be in the best interest of the MPP. We cannot ever go wrong with that. Let us showcase it more and more as we reflect and rebuild. I have no doubt that notwithstanding the challenges ahead, of which there will be many, if we are united and disciplined and work hard, we will win the 2028 presidential and parliamentary elections by the grace of God. It is still possible. I wish us all a successful annual Delegates Conference. God bless you. God bless the MPP, and God bless our homeland, Ghana. Assalamu alaikum. By what's in the best interest of Ghana at all times. What represents the best example to Ghana's children? What is in Ghana's best interest will always be in the best interest of the MPP. We cannot ever go wrong with that. Let us showcase it more and more as we reflect and rebuild. I have no doubt that notwithstanding the challenges ahead, of which there will be many, if we are united and disciplined and work hard, we will win the 2028 presidential and parliamentary elections by the grace of God. It is still possible. I wish us all a successful annual Delegates Conference. God bless you. God bless the MPP, and God bless our homeland, Ghana. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, His Excellency, the former President of Ghana, President John Agyekum Kufuor. Thank you all the speakers of today. Thank you for the messages that you've given to us. Thank you all regional teams. Thank you to our national executives who have been so actively involved and have helped to make this event a success. Thank you, organizing team. Thank you, all of you who have contributed in various ways to make this event a success. And thank you, Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, for that deliberate message and for contributions that you have made. Thank you. Overtaken power. I'm an overcomer. I'm a denier. I'm into Hosanna. I'm for Jesus, no. I'm an overcomer. Listen, no weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. For the greater one lives in me, yes, it does, yes. It's wedding kunimo. See, I'm an overcomer. I say, yes, wedding kunim. Yes, wedding kunim.
Very much. Thank you very much. Conference, we have gotten to a very critical and very important portion or a part of our program. Under the party's constitution, Article 19 is clear that any amendment whatsoever, whatever nature, whatever type, the kind of amendment, can only be effected by this body duly constituted and duly opened. On this note, the General Secretary, in accordance with the provision of the party's constitution, invited proposals for amendment of the party's constitution. After the proposals, again according to the constitution, the General Secretary circulated the proposals to the regional party and the constituency party. The amendment committee, made up of Frank Davis, the chairman, Idi Muhaideen, the secretary, Honorable Patricia Apiejei, member, Honorable Kwajo Opong Kruma, member, Honorable Ebenezer Gilbert Nina Nate, also a member, Dr. Antoinette Tibudaku, a member, Honorable Diana Asunabadapa, a member, Dr. Ekuya Amwako, and our very own Makafui Wanya, Volta Regional Chairman, also a member. Council put in place this committee to receive all of these proposals. At this point, I will invite the Constitutional or the Constitution Amendment Committee to come and guide us through all the motions put together so Council can do the needful. So let me invite the Frank Davis Committee, the Constitutional Amendment Committee, to come before conference, put before conference all motions so that conference will duly decide.
Yeah, we're going to start.
Kugudu. 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 Presiding Chairman of Conference, the General Secretary of the party, His Excellency Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Bawumia, former Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, all party faithful, friends of the media, both print and electronic, fellow party representatives, our distinguished elders of this great party, our distinguished delegates, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. This obviously is the climax of today's engagement, the 2025 National Annual Delegates Conference of this great party, the New Patriotic Party, NPP. Distinguished party faithful, in keeping with the tradition of the New Patriotic Party and in line with the spirit of the party constitution, the National Council of the party at this meeting on April 16, 2025 constituted a 9-member Constitution Amendment Committee following the submission of the report of the Professor Okwe-led 2024 Election Review Committee. The committee, which was subsequently inaugurated by the National Chairman on April 25, 2025, had the following composition: Dr. Ekwia Amwakun, member; Honorable Ebenezer Gilbert Nina Nate; Dr. Antoinette Tibudakun; Honorable Diana Asonabadapa; Honorable Makafui Wanya; Honorable Kojo Opon Nkrumah Esquire; Honorable Patricia Apiaje; Idi Muhayedin Esquire, Member Secretary; and of course my good self, Frank Davis Esquire, Chairman. The terms of reference of the committee included to identify provisions of the party constitution that require amendments in order to give effect to the recommendations of the Mike Okwe Election Review Committee, to work on the recommendations of the 2021 Constitution Review Committee chaired by Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin, to receive proposals from party members and identifiable groups for amendments to the party constitution, to categorize the proposals into various articles and clauses for ease of reference, to make appropriate recommendations to guide the debate at the National Delegates Conference. In line with the party's tradition and the letter and spirit of the party constitution, particularly Article 19, the General Secretary, by a formal communication dated April 25, 2025, requested party members and identifiable groups who wish to propose amendments to the party's constitution to submit their written proposals to the office of the General Secretary or send same directly to the committee via an email address set out for that purpose. Consequently, the committee received over 300 amendment proposals, both in hard copy and via the official email address. In pursuance of its mandate, the committee critically examined these amendment proposals, considered the Afenyo-Markin-led Constitution Review Committee, as well as the recommendations of the Professor Okwe-led Election Review Committee for Constitutional Reform.